Okay, cool. So in this session, I'm going to show how you can address the comments from your manuscript, how you can address the reviewer's comment. So here, this is just a reviewer's comment I've gotten from PMC. So I'm going to search that PMC. And this is the decision that has already been made on my manuscript. So what you can see here that we have a decision from the first reviewer and also a decision from the second reviewer that is here. So I've practically read this. I'm going to click this slowly. So if you get to this point, you can decide to pause it. So start by sharing my screen to make sure we see that. I realized that we couldn't see that. Because so this is what I mean when I talk about the manuscript that I want to format. So this is the decision from the journal, and what they want is a minor revision, and everything that I'll have to review has already been revised. So I'm just going to go through that. So from the first reviewer, this is the comments, and so I'm going to just go through that slowly. So when you find it, you could just pause and have a look at some of the comments that has been made by the reviewers. So this is the comment from the second reviewer. This is the comment. All right, cool. Now, the next thing you have to do is to create 3 files. So I've just quickly created 3 files here. For Music Therapy, I created the first file is the clean copy. The first document, second document is going to be the point by point. So just ignore this because I'm working with this. Then the third one is going to be the response to reviewer. Now, when I open my response to reviewer here, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to copy the document from my email where the reviewers has already made their detailed information. This, but of course, Control C that. Then I already pasted it here. Now, cool. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to open my point by point response. So I've already started making comments here at this stage. So what it means is that I'm going to go to page layout. The first thing I'm going to do, I did was go to page layout, click on line numbers, continuous, to make sure that this document now has a line number. That's what I'm going to do in my point by point response manuscript. So what is my point by point manuscript? You see the same manuscript that I submitted, but I just duplicated it. I put it in another different document so that while I'm changing it here, I'm making my tracker changes point by point comment. So that is just basically what I've done. I've just inserted all my line numbers, and as you can see, the line numbers runs down to the references and down. So what's the next thing I'm going to do? The next thing I'm going to do is to now hover to the comments. So here, this is the first comment made by the reviewers, that the abstract section stated about RCT. So I'm going to just open the old comment, the old manuscript, so you see what it looked like before I started making those changes. Now, this is what the old manuscript looks like, which I'm going to erase totally to use as my clean copy. And what have I done? Now, if you notice this section, Based on the first comment by the reviewers here, they said that the abstract and result section states that RCTs were used. At least one of the included studies is not an RCT. So the inclusion criteria in table 1 also states additional studies, which is in line with what they are saying. Now, I need to address that because I'm stating that they are all RCTs, but they are not. So what do? I go over here. I go over to my point-by-point response file, and I change that to a total of 7 studies, rather than saying RCTs. By saying RCTs initially, it means that it incorporates all other studies. So I'm going to change that to 7 studies. Now, immediately I change that, I quickly note it here, the traction that RCTs has been removed and replaced with studies. What do? Remember, it is in line 49. So I go back to my response to reviewers document. Remember that I said you're only going to have 3 documents. One is the response to reviewers comment, where you're going to paste the documents that you've gotten from PubMed, from the reviewers now, not from PubMed, from the reviewers. It will be sent to you via email. And then you're going to have your point-by-point response review file, and then you're going to have the clean copy where you're going to totally erase and insert the revised comments. So what do? So I quickly go back there. I'm going to change it to, we have revised this and clarified the inclusion of various studies, including prepost and that. So the changes has been applied in abstract, line 47. Remember, when I hover around here, it's in line. Okay, I think that changed because I shifted the abstract down. So I was always going to correct that. So I'm going to change that to line 49. And also in the results section, line 151. So by result section, that should also change as well. I go down to characteristics of a grade. So this was where I changed it. So that is now line 190 because I've already made some comments and changes to that. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, so I'm going to continue that. So another comment came here, and that comment is saying that there are some instances where they find this. So I've already revisited that. So when you come to my results started from 198 here. Here is 198, line 198, and stopped at 229. So I'm just going to quickly edit that by coming here to click 198 to 229. So I also went ahead to make all the necessary changes in grammar, which, if you recall back in the email, the first reviewer did highlight in my manuscript that they have made some kind of grammatical, comments here, so which I've already accepted, and I've already quickly noted it in my response to reviewers' comment document. So I could also go ahead to continue that in my abstract. Lots of comments came there as well, where I was asked to, to make other improvements. I also did that, and so forth and so forth. So these are me making the comments. So I'm going to, to get back this, they said that the overview of the findings had a wrong title. Wrong title is not specific. I suggest a wording to something such as 246 studies were removed during the review of title abstract due to not meeting the goal. So I'm going to come here. I go to my point by point, where it's my overview, that is here. So instead of saying wrong title here, so I'll say where remote to launch. Okay, so I'm going to exclude this. So I'm quickly going to highlight that. Then I'm going to go to review. I'm going to click on comment. I'm not going to say here. What I'm going to make the comment is that changes has been made to respect to reason for execution of orders. Screen. Okay. All right, so I've made that changes. So I'm just quickly going to go back. Now, the next place that I'm going to come to here. So the next thing I'm going to do here, and I'm going to click on here. So I'm going to put response. So just so we know, understand what we're doing, because I've made that change, I'm going to say response. That's bold response. Then I'm going to say change in music. Super. Put that line. That happened in line 179 to 180. So that is so I can mark that board. I can put the entire thing slanted. Now I want to make a comment here in the data synthesis so we understand what I also did here. Now in the data synthesis, now they talk about lack of clarity and also authors engagement. Now when you look at what I've done here already, because I've done a couple of, I've highlighted some of the author's contribution. It is something that is very, very important. Remember that when you're writing a systematic review, it is very important for you to, acknowledge what role each individual reviewer played during the review process. And that is what I have already addressed here. So before I start, you might see some acronyms like DCA, PEA, LIG, and all that in terms of search strategy, who contributed, in terms of PEA and all that. But how do I get this? I need to have a list of abbreviation of the authors. So when I go down to my author's contribution, so I started by stating my name, the acronym DCI, PEA, Precious, Rejoicing, Sunto, down to Emerald. So this is what exactly I have done to my manuscript. So that when I will need to also highlight that the author's acronym has already been stated. Then so that when I now go up to my manuscript, to the method section, I could just quickly do what? Insert that. So even in terms of study selection, I stated here clearly who performed the search, and I did highlight it here. And I also go to the data extraction. I also stated it here that it was performed by all the authors, and I listed them here. And the same thing, the critical appraisal, which is in the quality assessment, as well as in data synthesis. Now I got a comment from the results from the authors here. They said that wrong title should not. Okay, so I should break it down, and that the quality of my flowchart is blurry. So what I'm going to do quickly, I'm just going to quickly hover around there for a sample. I've got a Prisma sample. So I'm looking for that. Okay, so this is my sample. So I'm just going to use this to replace this. So I'm just going to hit it here. Okay, these are already places where I reserved comments. I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to remember I'm going to break this down. So I'll come to okay, so Scopus, PubMed, Embase, Channel. So I'll go down there. Just going to put that. Okay, so go back there. So for Scopus is 101, PubMed is 223, and Embase is 88. So I got that. So this is 223. This is 88. Yes. So for Chanel, that should be 155. I'll give us so give us a total of 567. So in terms of the duplicates, sorry about them. So in terms of the duplicates, we have lots of them. So I'm going to check that. So we have 81 duplicates. So it resulted to 488. And that should be 4. I think I have to confirm by screen. So I have 486. I have 567. 567 minus 81. That should be 486. Okay, that's correct. So they said we shouldn't say wrong title and after. So I have review articles. So these were some of the common reasons why we excluded some of them are strong title and abstract. So we're going to just quickly put that in because of here. Remember here. So I've already written that down. So let's fill that up. Yeah, they were actually 247. Two 39. That's 239. So we're going to include all this. So we're going to exclude this because we're not doing the meta analysis. 7. Clear. Copy this. Place it. Exactly. So just that I could now come to my point by point here. That's it. That's the response. So the response to the manuscript file, and so in terms of quality, I now have fifth quality. So you can start with the page numbers. So everything here, I've all addressed them in the manuscript. So I'm just going to copy it. And I'm just going to copy it. Okay, so I already highlighted that in my point by point. So ladies and gentlemen, this is all you just need to do. In order to address the comments, I just wanted to share it briefly. All you need to do is just open the manuscript, take the first reviewer's comment. You have to create 3 files. Like I said, the rest you create your point by point file and the clean copy, which is going to be the final copy. So that's just technically all you need to do. So that when you're done, when we are not done, you can copy this, copy it to our clean copy, remove all the comments, and it serves as our clean copy. That is it. And to do that, all we need to do is just to control this, copy it, control N, place it there. Then in our clean copy, we might not really need line numbers, we might not really need it. So all we need to do is just to come here. So remember that all these are just delimited and specific to the journal, right? So what we need to do is just to come to the page layout here. I'm going to click on line now. I'm going to click none. So it takes it all out. Then for all the comments that I've actually attached in here, I could decide to do what? To remove all the comments. So how do I do that? I'm just going to go to review, delete all comments, and they are all out. So to take this all out, I could just come here, click it, and also do it. Remove all the backlog. So I can actually remove all that. So these are all the things we really need to do in order to get started with submitting. So this is going to serve as my clean copy. And all I'm going to be submitting to the journal back is my clean copy, the revised pointer, that's the point by point file, and the response file to the journal article. So thank you very much for your time in this session. So bye-bye. Thank you.